Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to another Life History channel. I hope you're ready to sleep. Let your shoulders drop and relax now. No cars, no careers, no modern chaos. Tonight we witness firsthand exactly how the first women survived and lived. Before we begin, maybe hit subscribe and tell me where you are right now and what time it is. I love reading comments. Tokyo at 3 a.m, Chicago at midnight, London during a morning journey to work. It's fascinating how we're all present at once. You wake before the sun touches the horizon. The air inside the shelter is cool and still. You lie on a bed of dried grass and animal furs. The smell of earth and smoke fills your nose. Your body knows it is time to rise now. The darkness around you is not complete or total. Faint grey light filters through gaps in the structure. You can hear the breathing of others sleeping nearby. Your daughter sleeps curled against your side for warmth. Her small body is warm and soft against yours. You feel her chest rise and fall with breath. Her hair smells of smoke and summer grass and earth. You move slowly to avoid waking her too soon. The furs shift beneath you with a whisper. Your muscles are stiff from the night's cold rest. You stretch carefully, feeling each joint wake and loosen. The shelter around you is made of branches and hides. It keeps out wind and rain, but not cold. The floor beneath the grass is packed earth and stone. You can feel the coolness through the bedding materials. You sit up and wrap a hide around shoulders. The hide is soft from use and careful scraping. It still holds the scent of the animal. Your fingers know every worn spot on this covering. Outside you hear the first bird calling in darkness. Another answers from a different direction in the trees. Soon more will join, and the morning chorus begins. This is how each day starts in this place. You stand and move toward the shelter's opening carefully. Your feet know where to step without thinking now. You avoid the sleeping forms of your family members. 3 others sleep here in this shared warm space. Your mother sleeps near the back wall of branches. Her breathing is deep and steady and peaceful tonight. Your sister sleeps with her 2 small children close. They're all curled together like a nest. You step outside into the cool morning air fully. The sky is lighter now, a deep blue grey. Stars still shine above, but they are fading slowly. The forest around you is dark and full of. You can smell damp earth and growing plants everywhere. The scent of pine and oak fills the air. Somewhere nearby, water flows over rocks in a stream. You hear it always, a constant gentle background sound. Your eyes adjust to the dim light around you. The camp is a small clearing among tall trees. Several shelters stand in a rough circle here together. Smoke rises from last night's fire in the centre. The fire has burned down to glowing coals now. You walk toward it across the damp, cool ground. Dew has formed on the grass and soaks feet. The feeling is cold, but also familiar and not unpleasant. You kneel beside the fire pit and feel warmth. The coals glow orange and red in the darkness. You add small dry twigs from the pile nearby. They catch quickly and flames begin to grow again. The fire crackles softly as it comes back to life. Light dances across your hands and arms and face. Warmth begins to push back the morning's persistent cold. You hold your hands close to the growing flames. Other women will wake soon and join you here. This is the pattern of every morning without fail. The fire is always tended, always kept burning continuously. It is life and warmth and safety and cooking. You add larger sticks to the fire once it strengthens. The wood is dry and stored under shelter carefully. It catches easily and burns with little smoke now. The flames grow taller and cast more light around. You stand and walk to the large water containers nearby. They are made from animal stomachs and sealed tight. The water inside is cool and fresh from yesterday. You pour some into a wooden bowl you made. The bowl fits perfectly in your two hands together. You carved it yourself from a fallen oak branch. The wood is smooth from use and careful, patient shaping. You drink the cold water slowly and completely. Your body feels more awake now with water inside. You pour more water into the bowl for washing. You splash your face and neck and hands carefully. The cold water makes you gasp but feels clean. You dry your hands on the hide-around shoulders. Then you walk toward the edge of camp quietly. There is a place where women go for. You follow the familiar path through the dim trees. The path is worn smooth from countless feet walking. You know every root and stone along this way. Your feet find the route without your eyes needing. The forest is waking around you with quiet sounds. When you return to camp, the fire burns brightly. Another woman sits beside it, feeding the flames carefully. She's older than you by several seasons now. Her hair is grey and hangs loose down back. She nods to you without speaking in the dimness. You nod back and sit across from her closely. Words are not needed for this morning greeting ritual. Her presence is familiar and comforting in the darkness. You both sit and watch the fire dance higher. The sky continues to lighten in the east slowly. Soon the sun will break over the distant hills. The day will truly begin when light comes fully. Your daughter appears at the shelter opening and looks around. She sees you by the fire and walks over. Her steps are sleepy and uncertain in the dim. She carries her sleeping fur wrapped around her small body. She sits beside you and leans against your side. You put your arm around her thin shoulders gently. She's warm from sleep and smells like the furs. You feel her relax against you in the firelight. The older woman rises and walks to her shelter. She returns carrying a leather bag of dried meat. She places several pieces on flat stones near fire. The meat will warm and soften from the heat. You reach for your own bag of stored food. It hangs from a pole near your shelter entrance. Inside are dried berries and seeds you gathered yesterday. You take a handful and give some to daughter. She chews slowly, still half asleep in the morning. The berries are sweet and chewy between your teeth. The seeds are nutty and give strength for work. This is how mornings begin, with simple, quiet food. More women emerge from shelters as light grows stronger. Children follow their mothers to the fire's warmth and light. Everyone sits in a loose circle around flames. Everyone eats and wakes together in the peaceful morning. The sun finally breaks over the hills in the east. Golden light spills across the camp and through trees. The birds sing louder now in full morning chorus. The day has truly arrived and work will soon begin. You finish eating and stand to prepare for the day. Your daughter stays by the fire with other children. They will play together while the women work today. The older women will watch them and tend fire. You walk to your shelter and gather your tools. A digging stick made from hardwood and fire-hardened tip. A leather bag for carrying what you will gather. A sharp stone blade tied to a wooden handle. These tools are yours, made by your own hands. You know their weight and balance perfectly and completely. They are extensions of your body and your knowledge. Without them, the work would be much harder today. Other women gather their own tools and baskets now. You all know what needs to be done today. The berries by the stream are ripe and ready. The roots in the meadow are full and good. 4 of you will go together to gather food. This is safer than going alone into the forest. You can help each other and talk quietly together. You can watch for danger and share the work. Your sister joins you with her gathering basket ready. 2 other women from the camp come as well. You all walk together toward the forest's edge calmly. The morning is clear and promises good weather today. You follow a path that winds through the tall trees. Sunlight filters through the leaves above you in beams. The air is cool but warming as sun rises. You can smell plants growing and earth breathing out. Your feet know this path from walking it countless times. Every turn and slope is familiar to your body. You walk with steady rhythm, not fast or slow. Energy must be saved for the work ahead today. The forest around you is alive with small sounds. Insects buzz among the leaves and flowers nearby. Small birds flit through branches above your quiet heads. Something moves through underbrush, but stays hidden from clear view. You're not afraid of these sounds and movements. You know what belongs here and what is dangerous. Your ears are trained to hear what matters most. Your eyes scan constantly without seeming to look hard. The path leads down a gentle slope toward water. You hear the stream before you see it clearly. The sound grows louder as you walk closer down. Soon you emerge from trees onto the rocky bank. The stream is clear and shallow and fast-flowing here. It runs over smooth stones worn by endless water. The banks are thick with green growing plants everywhere. This is a good place for finding food. Berry bushes grow along the stream in thick clusters. The berries are dark purple and hang heavy now. You can see they are ripe and ready for. Your mouth waters at the thought of their sweetness. You set down your digging stick and take up. The basket is woven from thin, flexible branches and grass. You made it last winter when snow covered ground. It is strong and will hold much weight. You begin picking berries from the bushes with both hands. The berries are soft and come off easily now. You place them carefully in the basket without crushing. Your fingers move quickly with practiced, efficient motions always. The other women spread out along the stream bank. Each finds her own patch of bushes to pick. You can hear them moving through the plants nearby. Sometimes someone makes a small sound of satisfaction quietly. The work is peaceful and requires little thought or focus. Your hands know what to do without your mind. Your mind is free to wander and think and dream. This is when you remember and plan and wonder. You think about your daughter growing each day now. Soon she will be old enough to gather also. You will teach her which plants are good to, which ones will make the stomach sick and painful. You think about the hide you're working on. It needs more scraping to make it truly soft. Tonight you will work on it by firelight again. The work is slow, but the result will be. The sun climbs higher and the day grows warmer now. Sweat forms on your forehead and runs down slowly. You wipe it away with the back of hand. Your basket is half full of berries already gathered. You move to a new section of bushes downstream. The berries here are even thicker and more abundant. Your fingers are stained purple from the berry juice. The stain will last for days on your skin. A bird lands on a branch above your head. It watches you with bright eyes that shine clearly. You glance up but continue your work without stopping. The bird is not afraid of you being here. It hops along the branch and then flies away. You watch it disappear into the forest green canopy. Then you return your attention to the berries again. The basket is filling steadily with your patient work. By the time the sun is high overhead it, your basket is heavy with berries, nearly completely full now. Your back aches from bending over the bushes constantly. Your fingers are tired from the repetitive picking motion. You walk to the stream and kneel on. You cup your hands and drink the cold water. It tastes clean and sweet and wonderfully refreshing now. You splash water on your face and neck. The other women are also finishing their gathering work. You all meet on the bank with full baskets. Everyone looks tired but satisfied with the morning's results. This will feed many people for several days ahead. One woman has found something else while picking berries. She holds up a bird's nest that fell. Inside are 4 small smooth eggs, still intact perfectly. She smiles and places them carefully in her basket. Eggs are a special treat, rare and precious always. The children will be happy to see these tonight. You all admire them for a moment in sunlight. Then you prepare to walk back to the camp. But before returning, you have more work to do. The meadow with good roots is not far away. You all decide to go there before going back. The day is still young and energy remains inside. You follow another path away from the stream now. It leads uphill through different trees and plants here. The air is drier here, less cool than near. Your legs work hard to climb the gentle slope. After some walking, you emerge into a wide meadow. Grass grows tall and waves in the gentle breeze. Wildflowers dot the grass with colours bright and varied. The sky above is blue and clear and endless. This meadow is where good roots grow deep underground. The plants that mark them grow in scattered patches. You know which ones to look for without error. Your mother taught you when you were very young. You kneel in the grass and set down basket. You take up your digging stick and choose A. The plant's leaves are a specific shape and colour. Beneath it, the root grows thick and nourishing always. You push the digging stick into the earth hard. The ground is dry and firm, not easy to. You work the stick back and forth to loosen. Sweat runs down your back from the hard effort. Finally, the earth loosens enough to reach the root. You pull it up carefully to avoid breaking it. The root is long and pale and covered in. You brush away the dirt with your practiced fingers. The root is good, thick and healthy and perfect. You place it in your basket beside the berries, then you move to the next plant and begin. This work is harder than picking berries from bushes. The sun beats down on your head and back. There is no shade in the open meadow here. You feel the heat soaking into your skin deeply. Your mouth is dry and you wish for water, but you continue digging root after root from earth. The work must be done to feed your people. Each root represents food and strength and continued life. You cannot stop while energy remains in your body. Your daughter would be playing at camp now safely. She would be laughing with the other children there. You think of her smile and it gives strength. You dig faster, wanting to return to her soon. The basket fills slowly with roots from the ground. Your hands are dirty and your nails are broken. Your back screams with pain from bending over constantly. But still you continue the necessary work without complaint. The other women work spread across the meadow quietly. You can see them bent over their own digging. Everyone moves slowly in the heat and bright sun. Everyone perseveres despite discomfort and growing tiredness inside their bodies. Finally, your basket is full of roots and berries. You cannot carry more weight than this holds now. You stand slowly, feeling your back protest the movement. You stretch carefully, reaching arms up toward the sky. The other women are also finishing their work here. You all gather at the meadow's edge with baskets. Everyone is dirty and tired and sweating heavily now. But the baskets are full of good, valuable food. You begin the walk back to camp together slowly. The baskets are heavy on your backs and shoulders. You walk carefully to avoid spilling the gathered food. The path seems longer when you are tired. You talk quietly with your sister as you walk. She speaks of her children and their growth lately. You speak of your daughter and her questions always. These conversations make the walking time pass more quickly. The forest is cooler than the open meadow was. The shade brings relief from the sun's hot rays. You hear water in the distance and long to. But the camp is not far now, just ahead. You emerge from the forest into the camp clearing. The fire still burns in the centre as always. Children run and play in the dusty open space. They see you coming and run over with excitement. Your daughter wraps her arms around your legs tightly. You touch her head gently with your free hand. She's happy to see you return safely again. You're happy to see her face and smile. You carry your basket to the area where food. Large flat rocks serve as a work surface here. You pour out the berries carefully onto one stone. Then you place the roots on another rock surface. Other women are doing the same with their gatherings. Soon the rocks are covered with food collected today. It is a good amount, more than yesterday's gathering. Everyone feels satisfaction at seeing this abundance of food. The berries must be sorted and the bad thrown. You sit on the ground and begin this work. Your fingers sort through them one by one carefully. Most are good, but some are too soft. The roots must be washed clean of all the. You carry several to the water containers and wash. The dirt comes off and the roots are pale. They will be cooked in the fire tonight with. Your daughter sits beside you and watches you work. She asks if she can help with the sorting. You nod and show her which berries to keep. She's careful and slow, but learning well already. The afternoon passes with this work of preparing food. The sun moves across the sky toward the west. Shadows grow longer across the campground slowly. The air begins to cool as evening approaches near. Some women begin preparing the evening meal now early. They place stones in the fire to heat them. When the stones are hot, they will cook food. This is how meals are made here every night. You finish sorting berries and washing roots completely now. Your hands are clean and your work is done. You feel tired but also satisfied with the day. You gathered much food for your family and people. You walk to your shelter to rest before eating. Inside it is dim and cool and quiet now. You lie down on your bed of furs and grass. Your body sinks into the softness with great relief. Your daughter lies beside you and curls up close. She is tired from playing all day in sun. Her eyes close almost immediately after lying down here. Her breathing becomes slow and deep and peaceful quickly. You close your eyes and feel your body relax. Every muscle releases its tension and tightness held all day. You hear the sounds of camp outside the shelter, voices talking softly, children laughing, fire crackling always continuously. You drift into a light sleep for a time. Your body needs this rest to recover from work. Sleep comes easily when the body is tired from. You dream of nothing, just darkness and peace, and you wake to the sound of voices outside. The light has changed inside the shelter now completely. It is later in the afternoon than before. Your daughter still sleeps curled against your side warmly. You sit up slowly and carefully to avoid waking. The air inside the shelter is warm from day. Outside you hear women talking and children playing still. The smell of cooking food drifts in through opening. You stand and stretch your arms above your head. Your back feels better after the short rest period. Your muscles are loose and ready to move again. You step outside into the late afternoon golden light. The camp is busy with activity and life now. Women sit in small groups working on various tasks. Some are scraping hides stretched on wooden frames carefully. Others are weaving baskets from gathered plant materials patiently. Children chase each other around the camp's open space. They shriek with laughter and pure joy and energy. Their games are simple, but fill them with happiness. You smile, watching them play so freely without worry. The fire burns strong in the centre as always. Large stones sit among the flames, heating up slowly. Several women tend the fire and prepare the meal. You walk over to see if help is needed. One woman is cutting roots into smaller pieces carefully. Another is placing meat on hot stones to cook. The meat sizzles and smoke rises with the smell. Your stomach growls at the delicious, inviting scent drifting up. You offer to help and are given a task. You take a wooden bowl and fill it with. Then you add dried herbs from a leather pouch. These herbs will flavour the food and aid digestion. You pour the herb water over the cooking roots. Steam rises and carries the scent of plants upward. The roots will soften and absorb the herbed flavour. This is how meals are prepared with care always. You sit near the fire and watch the cooking. Other women join and sit in a circle together. This is the time for talking and sharing stories. This is when knowledge is passed from old to. An elder woman speaks of plants she found today. She describes where they grow and how they look. She explains which part to use for medicine healing. Everyone listens carefully to remember her words and wisdom. Another woman speaks of animal tracks she saw earlier. They were fresh and led toward the big river. She describes the size and shape of the prints. The men will want to know this information tonight. You listen to the conversations flowing around the circle. You learn something new from nearly every woman speaking. This is how you grow in knowledge and understanding. This is how your people survive through sharing information. Your daughter appears from the shelter, rubbing her eyes. She walks over and sits in your lap. You wrap your arms around her small, warm body. She leans back against your chest, feeling safe completely. The food is nearly ready to eat now, finally. The meat is cooked through and the roots soft. Berries have been mixed with rendered fat and seeds. Everything smells wonderful and your hunger grows stronger steadily. The men begin returning to camp from their day. They carry spears and tools over their tired shoulders. Some carry small game animals they caught during hunting. They look tired but satisfied with their work today. Everyone gathers around the fire for the evening meal. The women serve food onto flat pieces of. Each person receives a portion of meat and roots. The berry mixture is passed around for everyone too. You eat slowly and savour each bite of food. The meat is tough but flavourful from the fire. The roots are soft and taste of earth, and the berries are sweet and provide quick needed energy. Your daughter eats sitting between your legs on ground. She eats with her hands and licks her fingers. Food is precious and nothing is wasted ever here. Even the smallest crumbs are gathered and eaten completely. After eating, everyone sits around the fire together still. The sun has set and darkness comes to camp. The fire provides light and warmth against the night. Stars begin to appear in the sky above slowly. The men speak of what they saw and did. They describe the land they covered while hunting today. They speak of animal signs and water sources found. The women listen and remember these details for later. One man speaks of strangers seen in the distance. They were too far away to approach or identify. But their presence is noted and will be remembered. Strangers can mean danger or trade or new. The conversation continues as the night deepens around you all. Children begin to yawn and lean against their mothers. The fire burns lower as wood is consumed slowly. The air grows cooler and you pull your hide. Finally, people begin to move toward their shelters for. You stand and take your daughter's hand in yours. She's sleepy and stumbles as you walk together. You guide her gently toward your shelter's opening and safety. Inside, you arrange the furs and grass bedding carefully. You lie down and your daughter curls against you. Her breathing becomes slow and steady very quickly now. She is deeply asleep within moments of lying down. But you're not ready for sleep quite yet. You lie awake and think about the day's events. You think about the food gathered in the work. You think about tomorrow and what it will bring. Outside, you hear the camp settling into night quiet. Voices fade to whispers and then to complete silence. The fire crackles softly as it burns down low. Soon, only the fire watchers will remain awake outside. You close your eyes and feel sleep coming near. Your body is tired from the day's hard labour. Your mind is quiet and ready for rest now. You drift slowly into darkness and peaceful deep sleep. The night passes and you sleep without waking once. Your body repairs itself as you rest here safely. Your mind processes all you learned and experienced today. This is how each day ends in this place. Morning comes again with birdsong in the trees around. You wake before the sun rises over the hills. Your daughter still sleeps peacefully beside you in warmth. You move carefully and rise to start the day. Outside the air is cold and filled with mist. You walk to the fire and find it still burning. Someone tended it through the night, as always happens. You add wood, and the flames grow brighter again. Today will bring new work and new challenges ahead. But it will also be like yesterday in ways. The rhythm of life here is steady and predictable. This brings comfort and a sense of safety always. You drink water from the bowl and splash your. The cold water wakes you fully and clears your. You look toward the eastern sky and see it. Soon the sun will rise and the day begins. Other women begin to emerge from their shelters now. Everyone moves slowly in the early morning cold air. Everyone comes to the fire for warmth and light. Everyone prepares for the work that must be done. Today you will work on the hide you started. It hangs stretched on a frame near your shelter. The scraping tool waits where you left it yesterday. This work requires patience and steady, careful effort throughout. After eating a small morning meal, you begin work. You take the scraping tool in your strong hand. The tool is made from a sharp stone and it fits perfectly in your grip from long use. You begin scraping the hide with long, smooth strokes. The tool removes bits of flesh and fat remaining. This must be done to preserve the hide properly. If not done, the hide will rot and smell. The work is repetitive and requires focus and attention. You must scrape hard enough to clean thoroughly, but too much pressure will tear the hide and ruin. You have learned this balance through years of practice. Your daughter sits nearby and watches you work intently. She asks questions about what you're doing here. You explain each step and why it is important. She listens carefully and tries to remember your words. Soon she'll be old enough to learn this. You will teach her as your mother taught you. She will make her own tools and work hides. This knowledge passes from mother to daughter through time. The sun climbs higher and the morning warms around. Sweat forms on your forehead from the hard work. Your arms begin to ache from the repetitive motion, but you continue steadily without stopping or complaining ever. Other women work nearby on their own tasks today. One is grinding seeds into flour with heavy stones. Another is repairing a torn basket with fresh plant. Everyone works quietly and steadily at their important tasks. Children play together in the camp's open central space. They are watched by the elders too old for. The elders sit in the shade and talk together. Their wisdom and experience guide the younger people always. By midday your arms are tired and trembling slightly. You set down the scraping tool and step back. The hide looks better, cleaner than it was before, but much work still remains to be done. You walk to the water containers and drink deeply. The water is warm from sitting in sun, but you pour some over your head to cool yourself. It runs down your face and neck and back. You sit in the shade to rest for a. Your daughter brings you some dried berries to eat. You eat them slowly and feel energy returning gradually. Rest is important between periods of hard physical work. While resting, you watch the camp and its activity. You see women working, children playing, elders talking, and you see the dogs lying in shade near. Everything moves at its own natural steady pace here. You notice your sister working on a new basket. She weaves the plant fibres with skilled, quick fingers. The basket takes shape under her practiced, patient hands. You admire her skill, and the basket's even. After resting, you return to work on the hide. The afternoon stretches ahead with hours of work remaining. You pick up the scraping tool and begin again. Your arms protest, but you ignore the pain inside. This hide will become clothing or shelter, covering eventually. It will protect against cold and wind and rain. It will serve your family for seasons to come. This thought gives you strength to continue working harder. The scraping continues stroke after endless stroke. The hide becomes cleaner and smoother under your tool. Your mind wanders as your hands work automatically now. You think of many things while working this way. You think of the upcoming cold season approaching soon. You think of the preparations that must be made. Food must be gathered and stored in quantity large. Hides must be prepared for extra warm clothing needed. You think of your daughter and her future life. Will she stay with this group or join another? Will she have children of her own one day? These thoughts fill you with both joy and concern. The sun moves across the sky toward the western. Shadows lengthen and the air begins to cool again. Your work on the hide continues as daylight fades. You want to finish this section before dark comes. Finally, you complete the scraping for today's work session. The hide is much cleaner than it was earlier. Tomorrow you will continue with the next step needed. But for now, this day's work is finished completely. You clean the scraping tool and put it away. You wash your hands in a bowl of water. Your arms ache deeply from the hours of work, but you feel satisfaction at the progress made today. The evening meal is being prepared at the fire. You join the other women to help with cooking. Together you prepare food for everyone in camp here. This is how meals are made, with many helping. Root vegetables are placed among hot stones to cook. Meat is cut and added to the cooking fire. Herbs and water make a simple broth for drinking. Everything comes together through cooperation and shared work always. Your daughter helps by gathering small sticks for kindling. She's learning to contribute in small helpful ways. You praise her effort and she smiles with pride. This encourages her to continue learning and helping others. The men return from their day's hunting and exploring. Some carry wood for the fire on their shoulders. Others bring news of what they saw and found. Everyone gathers to share food and information together nightly. You eat the evening meal with your family close. The food is simple but satisfying and nourishing fully. Your body needs this fuel after the hard work. You eat slowly and appreciate every single bite taken. After eating, you sit by the fire with others. Someone tells a story of the old times long. Everyone listens quietly to the familiar tale being shared. These stories teach lessons and preserve memories and history. The story speaks of a great hunt from seasons. It describes bravery and skill and cooperation among hunters. It reminds everyone of the importance of working. It reinforces the values that keep the group strong. When the story ends, another person begins singing softly. The song is old and everyone knows the words. Soon others join in with voices blending together beautifully. The song rises into the night air above fire. You sing along with the others around the flames. Your daughter sits in your lap and listens carefully. She's learning these songs just as you did. One day she will sing them to her children. The singing continues as stars fill the sky overhead. The fire burns bright and keeps the darkness away. You feel connected to everyone here in this moment. You feel part of something larger than just yourself. Finally, the singing fades and people grow quiet together. Children are falling asleep in their mother's arms everywhere. It is time to retire to the shelters, for tomorrow will come early and work awaits as always. You carry your sleeping daughter to the shelter carefully. You lay her on the soft furs and cover. She does not wake but sleeps on peacefully, and you lie beside her and close your tired eyes. Outside, the fire watchers take their positions for night. They will keep the fire burning until dawn comes. They will watch for any danger approaching the camp. This allows everyone else to sleep safely through darkness. You lie in the darkness and feel sleep approaching. Your body is tired and ready for rest now. Your mind reviews the day and its accomplishments made. You feel satisfied with the work you completed today. Tomorrow you will wake and begin again the cycle. You will gather food or work on hides, or whatever needs doing, you will do it willingly. This is your life, and you accept it fully. The shelter around you is warm despite the night. Your daughter's breathing is steady beside you in darkness. You feel safe and protected in this familiar place. This is home and family and all you know. Sleep takes you gently into its soft, dark embrace. Your breathing slows and deepens as you drift away. Your body relaxes completely into the furs beneath you. The day is done and night brings needed rest. The camp sleeps around you in the quiet darkness. Only the fire watchers remain awake and alert always. The forest surrounds the camp with its nighttime sounds. Owls call and small creatures move through undergrowth nearby. But these sounds do not disturb your deep sleep. You're accustomed to them from living here always. They are the sounds of home and safety too. They are the backdrop to your life every night. The night passes slowly with stars moving across sky. The moon rises and casts silver light through trees. The air grows colder as night deepens toward dawn. But you sleep warm under your furs and safe. Your dreams are simple and connected to daily life. You dream of gathering berries by the stream again. You dream of your daughter laughing in the sun. These dreams are peaceful and bring comfort to you. The night continues its slow passage toward morning light. Your body rests and repairs itself as you sleep. Your mind processes all the day's experiences and lessons. This is how you grow stronger and wiser. Soon the birds will begin their morning songs again. Soon the sky will lighten in the east slowly. Soon the drum of daily life will begin once. But for now, there is only sleep and peace. You sleep deeply without waking once during the night. Your breathing matches your daughter's beside you perfectly. Two hearts beating together in the shelter's warm darkness. Two lives connected by blood and love and need. The fire outside burns lower as wood is consumed. The watchers add more fuel to keep it alive. The flames dance and cast moving shadows on shelters. The light flickers and never goes completely out ever. This fire has burned for generations without end here. It is tended carefully every day and every night. It represents life and warmth and home and safety. Losing the fire would be a disaster beyond measure, but the fire is never allowed to die out. There is always someone watching and tending it carefully. This is one of the most important responsibilities here. The fire must live so the people can live. The night wears on toward the coming dawn ahead. The stars begin to fade as sky slowly lightens. The darkness is not as deep as it was. Morning approaches once again as it always does faithfully. The birds begin their morning chorus in the trees. You wake slowly to the familiar sound of singing. Your daughter still sleeps deeply beside you in warmth. The shelter is dark, but you sense dawn approaching. You lie still for a moment and listen carefully. You hear the fire crackling outside as always burns. You hear footsteps of someone walking past the shelter. The camp is beginning to wake for another day. You sit up and wrap your hide around shoulders. The air inside is cool, but not as cold. Your body feels rested from the night's deep sleep. Your arms are still sore from yesterday's hard work. You stand and move toward the shelter opening quietly. Outside, the sky is pale grey with coming light. The fire burns bright in the centre of camp. One woman sits beside it, adding wood to flames. You walk across the damp ground toward the fire. Dew soaks your feet with each step you take. The cold wetness wakes you more fully and completely. You kneel beside the fire and hold out hands. The warmth feels good against your cold skin now. You can see your breath in the morning air. The woman beside you nods in silent morning greeting. You nod back and watch the flames dance higher. More women emerge from their shelters one by one. Everyone comes to the fire for warmth and comfort. Everyone greets the new day in quiet, peaceful ways. The routine is familiar and brings a sense of. You drink water from the bowl and eat dried meat. The food is simple but gives you needed strength. Your stomach accepts the nourishment with quiet gratitude inside. You feel energy beginning to build within your body. Today you will finish working on the hide completely. Then you must gather more plant fibers for weaving. The baskets need constant repair and replacement, always over time. This work never truly ends but continues on forever. After eating, you walk to where the hide hangs. It looks better than it did yesterday morning clearly. The scraping removed most of the flesh and fat. Now it needs to be softened through careful work. You take a smooth stone from your tool collection. This stone is round and fits your palm perfectly. You will use it to work the hide soft. This process takes time and patient repeated effort always. You begin rubbing the stone across the hide firmly. The motion is circular and steady and rhythmic throughout. The hide begins to soften under this treatment gradually. Your arm moves in the same pattern again, and your daughter wakes and comes to watch you working. She stands beside you and asks many curious questions. You answer each one while continuing your steady work. She is always eager to learn new things daily. You let her try rubbing the hide with stone. Her small hands struggle with the proper motion needed. But she tries hard and you praise her effort. Learning requires practice and patience and many failed attempts. After a while she grows tired and wanders. She joins the other children playing near the fire. You continue working alone on the hide steadily now. The sun rises higher and warms the cool air. The hide is becoming softer with each passing hour. You can feel the change under your working hands. The leather is losing its stiffness and gaining flexibility. This is good and means the work is succeeding. By mid-morning your hand is tired from the rubbing. You switch to your other hand and continue on. The work must be done evenly across the whole. One section cannot be softer than the rest areas. Other women work nearby on their own daily tasks. One is sewing pieces of leather together with sinew. Another is crushing nuts between two heavy flat stones. Everyone works steadily at tasks that sustain the group. An elder woman approaches and watches your work closely. She examines the hide with experienced knowing eyes carefully. She nods approval and makes a suggestion about technique. You listen carefully and adjust your motion as advised. She moves on to watch others and offer guidance. Her knowledge is valuable and respected by all here. She has lived many seasons and learned much wisdom. Everyone benefits from her experience and willingness to teach. You continue working through the long morning hours passing. The hide grows softer and more pliable with time. Your hands are tired, but you push through pain. This hide must be finished before the cold comes. Finally, you decide the hide is soft enough now. You take it down from the stretching frame carefully. The leather is smooth and supple in your hands. It will make good clothing or shelter covering soon. You fold the finished hide and carry it too. This is where completed materials are stored safely away. You place it with other hides already prepared, and pride fills you at seeing your completed work there. Now you must gather plant fibers for weaving work. You take your cutting tool and a leather bag. You will go to the marshy area near the best weaving plants grow in that wet place. You tell your daughter to stay at camp today. She wants to come, but this walk is long. She pouts but accepts your decision without much protest. An elder will watch her while you are gone. You join 2 other women who are also going. Together you walk toward the marsh through the forest. The path is narrow and winds among tall trees. Sunlight filters through leaves in scattered bright patches moving. You walk in single file along the familiar path. The woman in front sets a steady walking pace. You follow her footsteps exactly as you always walk. The forest is alive with sounds of birds calling. After walking for some time, you reach the marsh. The ground becomes wet and soft under your feet. Water pools in low areas among the tall plants. The air smells of wet earth and growing things. The plants you need grow thick along the edges. Their stems are long and strong and very flexible. These are perfect for weaving baskets and mats tightly. You begin cutting stems close to the ground carefully. The cutting tool is sharp and makes clean cuts. You gather the stems into a bundle as you. The other women spread out to gather their own. You work quietly with only sounds of nature around. The marsh is peaceful and beautiful in its way. Water reflects the sky and clouds moving slowly above. Birds nest among the tall plants all around you. Frogs sing their deep songs from hidden places nearby. You cut many stems and your bundle grows heavy. Your bag begins to fill with the plant materials. The work is easier than scraping hides was yesterday, but it still requires time and focused, careful attention. A snake moves through the water near your feet. You watch it glide past without fear or concern. Snakes are part of this place and rarely dangerous. You've learned which ones to avoid touching always. This snake is harmless and hunting for small fish. It disappears into the plants across the shallow water. You return to cutting stems and gathering them up. Your bundle is nearly as large as you can. The other women are also finishing their gathering work. You all meet at the edge of the marsh. Everyone has collected a good amount of plant material. This will provide weaving material for many days ahead. You begin the walk back to camp together slowly. The bundles are awkward to carry through the forest. You must be careful not to drop any stems. Each one is valuable and represents your hard work. The walk back seems longer with the heavy loads. Your shoulders ache from carrying the bundle's weight steadily. But you maintain the pace and do not complain. Everyone carries the same burden together on this path. You emerge from the forest into the camp clearing. The sun is past its highest point now clearly. The afternoon is already well underway while you worked. Your stomach reminds you that you have not eaten. You carry your bundle to the work area and then you go to find food to eat quickly. There is dried meat and some berries left from. You eat standing up, too tired to sit down. Your daughter runs over and hugs your legs tightly. She is happy to see you return from gathering. You stroke her hair and ask about her morning. She tells you excitedly about the game she played. After eating, you must begin processing the plant stems. They need to be split and dried before weaving. This work can be done sitting in the shade. You find a comfortable spot and begin the task. You take each stem and split it lengthwise carefully. The inside must be removed and the outside kept. The outer layer is what will be used for. Your fingers work quickly with practiced, efficient movements always. Other women join you and work on their stems. You sit together and talk while your hands work. This is pleasant time for conversation and bonding together. The work is tedious, but the company makes it. You talk about children and their growth and development. You talk about the coming cold season and preparations. You talk about small observations from daily life here. These conversations strengthen the bonds between women in group. An elder tells a story from her young days. She describes how things were different back then long. Everyone listens with interest to her memories being shared. These stories preserve the history of your people always. The afternoon passes with this work and talking together. The pile of processed stems grows beside you. Your fingers are tired from the repetitive splitting motion. But the work is nearly finished for today now. The sun begins to descend toward the western horizon. Long shadows stretch across the campground from trees. The air starts to cool as evening approaches steadily. Soon it will be time for the evening meal. You gather the processed stems and bundle them carefully. They must dry completely before they can be woven. You hang the bundle in your shelter where air. In a few days they will be ready to. The evening meal is being prepared at the fire. You help by preparing roots that were gathered yesterday. You cut them into pieces and place on stones. The familiar routine brings comfort and sense of order. Your daughter helps by stirring the cooking food carefully. She is learning to help with meal preparation now. You guide her hand and show her the motion. She concentrates hard on doing the task correctly, and the men return from their day's activities in forest. They look tired but carry news to share tonight. One has seen signs of large animals moving. Another found a new source of clean water nearby. Everyone gathers around the fire to eat the meal. The food is hot and filling and satisfying completely. You eat slowly and listen to the conversations around. The camp feels peaceful and safe in the evening. After eating, you retrieve your sewing tools and materials. You've been making a small garment for daughter. She is growing quickly and needs new clothing soon. The work is detailed and requires good light remaining. You sit near the fire where light is best. You work with a bone needle and animal sinew. The stitches must be small and even and strong. Your fingers move carefully through the soft leather pieces. Your daughter sits beside you and watches your work. She asks if this is for her to wear. You nod, and she smiles with happiness and excitement. She touches the soft leather and admires your stitching. The sewing continues as darkness deepens around the fire. Other women work on their own projects nearby quietly. Some are weaving, others are repairing tools or clothing. Everyone works while light remains to see by clearly. The fire casts dancing shadows on the working women. The flames provide light and warmth against the night. Children begin to grow sleepy and yawn widely often. Soon it will be time for sleep to come. You finish the seam you are working on carefully. The garment is nearly complete now after many evenings. Just a little more work and it will be. Your daughter will be so happy to wear it. You put away the sewing materials for the night. Your eyes are tired from working in the firelight. The work can continue tomorrow evening when light returns. For now, rest is needed by your tired body. You stand and stretch your arms above your head. Your back is stiff from sitting so long tonight. You walk around the fire to loosen tight muscles. The cool night air feels good on your skin. The stars are bright above the camp tonight clearly. The moon has not yet risen over the hills. The darkness is deep beyond the fire's light circle. But you feel safe here with your people close. You collect your daughter and walk to the shelter. She is sleepy and leans against your side heavily. You guide her gently across the dark ground carefully. Inside the shelter, you arrange the sleeping furs together. You both lie down and she curls against you. Her body is warm and soft and completely trusting always. You wrap your arms around her small form protectively. This feeling of holding her brings deep peace in. Outside you hear the camp settling for the night. Voices fade to whispers and then to silence complete. The fire crackles softly as watchers tend it carefully. The night surrounds the camp with its quiet presence. You close your eyes and feel sleep coming near. Your body is tired from the day's many tasks. Your mind is quiet and ready for rest now. You drift slowly into sleep's dark, peaceful embrace fully. The night passes with dreams of daily life activities. You dream of weaving baskets by the morning fire. You dream of gathering plants by the flowing stream. These dreams are gentle and bring no fear ever. Your sleep is deep and uninterrupted through the night. Your body rests and renews itself for tomorrow's work. Your daughter sleeps peacefully in your protective arms always. The shelter keeps you both warm against the cold. The fire watchers change shifts during the long night. They keep the flames alive through the dark hours. They watch for any signs of danger approaching near. Their vigilance allows everyone else to sleep in safety. The stars wheel slowly across the sky above camp. The moon rises late and casts silver pale light. The forest around the camp is alive with sounds, but these are familiar sounds that mean no harm. An owl calls from a tree near the camp. Another answers from somewhere deeper in the dark forest. Small animals rustle through the undergrowth searching for food. These sounds are part of the night's music always. The night air grows colder as dawn approaches slowly. Frost begins to form on the grass, but inside the shelters everyone sleeps warm, and the hides and furs provide protection from the cold. Your breathing is slow and deep and steady throughout. Your daughter's breathing matches yours in perfect rhythm together. Two lives connected by love and need and blood. Two hearts beating together through the peaceful dark night. Soon the birds will announce the coming of dawn. Soon you will wake and begin the day again. Soon the cycle will repeat as it always does, but for now there is only sleep and rest. The darkness begins to fade at the edges slowly. The eastern sky lightens from black to deep grey. The stars begin to disappear one by one gradually. Morning is approaching once again as it always must. The birds sense the coming light and begin singing. Their songs grow louder as dawn gets closer now. This is the signal that the night is ending. This is how each new day begins in this. You wake to the familiar sound of bird song. The air inside the shelter is cold this morning. Your daughter sleeps curled tightly against your side warmly. You lie still and listen to the camp awakening. Outside you hear the fire crackling and popping. Someone is already tending it in the early darkness. You hear footsteps moving across the damp, cold ground. The day is beginning as it always does here. You sit up slowly and wrap your hide around. The cold air touches your face and hand sharply. Your breath makes small clouds in the dim light. Your body is stiff from the night's sleep period. You stand carefully to avoid waking your sleeping daughter. She needs more rest than you do these days. You step outside into the cold pre-dawn air alone. The sky is beginning to lighten in the east. The fire burns bright and warm in the centre. You walk toward it and hold out your hands. The heat feels wonderful against your cold, stiff fingers. The woman tending the fire nods to you quietly. You sit beside the fire and warm yourself thoroughly. Your body slowly releases the night's deep cold inside. You feel your muscles loosening as warmth spreads through. This is a good way to begin each day. Other women begin to emerge from their shelters now. Everyone comes to the fire to greet the morning. Everyone shares this quiet time before work begins fully. The silence is comfortable. and needs no word spoken. You drink cold water from the bowl as always, then you eat a small piece of dried meat. The food sits heavy in your empty morning stomach, but it gives you strength for the work ahead. Today is an important day for the whole group. The men have decided to hunt the large animals. This requires careful planning and many people working together. The women must prepare for their part in this. After a large kill, there is much work to. The meat must be cut and preserved very quickly. The hide must be removed and cleaned without delay. Every part of the animal will be used carefully. You know your role in this work very well. You've done it many times over the seasons. Today you will help with the butchering and preserving. This is hard work, but also exciting and important. The men gather their spears and hunting tools together. They speak quietly about their plan for the hunt. They discuss where the animals were seen last time. They decide who will go and who will stay. The women prepare the tools that will be needed. Sharp stone blades for cutting meat and hide carefully. Large containers for holding blood and fat and organs. Racks for drying meat strips in the sun later. Everything must be ready before the hunters leave camp. There is no time to prepare after they return. If they are successful, the work must begin immediately. Delay would mean the meat spoils and is lost. Your daughter wakes and comes to the fire sleepily. You give her food and water to break fast. She asks what is happening in the camp today. You explain about the hunt and the work coming. She wants to help with the work when time. You tell her she can watch and learn today. She is still too young for the heavy work, but watching is how she will learn for future. The men finish their preparations and gather together now. The whole camp gathers to see them leave safely. Everyone wishes them success and safe return to camp. The hunters walk into the forest and disappear from. Now the women wait for news from the hunt. This could take hours or even the whole day. The work of the camp continues as it must. But everyone listens for the signal from the forest. You return to your shelter and retrieve your tools. The sharp cutting blade you use for meat work. The scraping tool for cleaning hides of fat, and everything is checked and ready for use when needed. You sit with other women to wait and prepare. Some are sharpening their blades on smooth wet stones. Others are arranging the work area for butchering efficiently. Everyone knows what must be done when the time. Your daughter plays nearby with the other young children. They are excited by the energy in the camp. They sense something important is happening today here. Their games are more active and loud than usual. The morning passes slowly as everyone waits for news. The sun climbs higher and the day grows warmer. You work on small tasks to pass the time. You repair a basket that has started to break. The weaving is delicate and requires careful, focused attention. You replace broken strands with new plant fibers carefully. Your fingers work automatically while your mind thinks elsewhere. You listen always for the signal from the forest. Finally, in the early afternoon, the signal comes clearly. A specific bird call that is not a bird. The hunters have been successful in their hunt today. Everyone in the camp immediately begins to move quickly. You grab your tools and join the other women. Everyone moves toward the forest edge at a run. The children are left with the elders who stay. This work is not safe for the very young. You follow the calls deeper into the forest quickly. Your feet know the path even at this speed. Your heart beats fast with excitement and anticipation building. Soon you will see what was caught and killed. You emerge into a clearing where the hunters wait. On the ground lies a large animal they killed. It is bigger than you expected it to be. The amount of meat will feed everyone for days. The animal is a type of large deer species. Its body is still warm from life that recently. The hunters look tired but very proud of themselves. This was a difficult and dangerous hunt they completed. The women immediately begin the work of butchering carefully. There is no time to waste with celebration now. The meat must be processed before it begins to. You move to your position and begin your task. You work with 2 other women on one section. Together you cut through the tough, thick hide carefully. The blade is sharp and cuts smoothly through skin. Blood flows and stains your hands and arms red. The work is hard and requires strength and skill. You must cut in the right places precisely always. You must avoid cutting organs that would spoil meat. Your hands know this work from doing it often. Other women work on different sections of the animal. Everyone has a specific job they know well. The work flows smoothly with everyone cooperating together perfectly. This is how your people have survived for. Your daughter watches from a safe distance away carefully. You can see her eyes wide with fascination. She is learning by watching the women work here. One day she will do this work herself. The hide comes off in a large single piece. It is carefully set aside to be cleaned later. The meat underneath is red and will provide nourishment. You begin cutting it into portions that can. Large pieces are cut for immediate cooking at camp. Smaller strips are cut for drying in the sun. Nothing is wasted from this precious, valuable animal killed. Every part has a purpose and will be used. The work continues for hours under the warm sun. Sweat mixes with blood on your skin and clothes. Your arms ache from the repetitive cutting motions made. But you continue steadily without complaint or stopping ever. The organs are removed carefully and placed in containers. The liver will be eaten first as it spoils. The heart and other organs are also valued highly. Even the stomach will be cleaned and used for. The bones are separated from the meat with care. They will be used to make tools, and the marrow inside is rich and nutritious when cooked. Nothing from this animal will be thrown away wasted. Finally, after much work, the butchering is nearly complete. The clearing is covered with blood and scraps remaining. The meat is divided and ready to carry back. Everyone is tired but satisfied with the work done. You help carry large pieces of meat back home. The weight is heavy on your tired, aching shoulders, but your spirit is light with the success today. Your people will eat well for many days now. Back at camp, the work continues without any pause. The meat must be cooked or preserved immediately still. Fires are built up to cook the fresh portions. Racks are prepared for drying the thin meat strips. You work with other women to cut thin strips. The meat must be sliced very thin to dry. Your blade moves quickly through the red flesh steadily. The strips are hung on racks in the sun. The sun and air will dry the meat slowly. This preserves it so it will not spoil quickly. Dried meat can be stored for the cold season. It provides food when fresh meat is scarce, or your hands are stained dark red from the blood. Your clothes are covered with blood and fat completely, but you do not stop to clean yourself yet. The work must be finished while daylight remains strong. The smell of cooking meat fills the entire camp. Large pieces roast over the hot fire flames carefully. The smell makes everyone's stomach growl with strong hunger. Tonight, there will be a feast to celebrate this. Your daughter helps by carrying wood to the fires. She is doing her part to help the group. You see her struggling with a large, heavy piece. But she does not give up or ask for. You feel pride watching her determination and effort showing. She is learning the ways of the people here. She is becoming part of the group's working life. This is how children grow into useful contributing adults. The sun begins to descend toward the western hills. The work continues in the golden afternoon light here. Everyone is tired, but the mood is happy today. A successful hunt means security and plenty for all. Finally, as the sun sets, the work is finished. The meat is cooked or drying on the racks. The hide is soaking in water to begin cleaning. The bones are piled for later tool-making work. Everyone gathers around the fire for the feast tonight. There is more food than anyone can eat fully. Fresh roasted meat, cooked organs, rich bone marrow too. This is a rare and special meal for everyone. You eat until your stomach is full and satisfied. The meat is delicious and gives great strength inside. Your daughter eats beside you with a happy face. She has never seen so much food at once. After eating, the celebration continues with stories and songs. The hunters describe the hunt in great detail clearly. Everyone listens and imagines the dangerous, exciting events described. The children listen with wide eyes, full of wonder. The singing begins as the stars appear above camp. Everyone knows the old songs of thanks and celebration. The voices blend together in the firelight warmly, and the sound rises into the dark night sky overhead. You sing along and feel connected to everyone here. This is your family, your people, your whole world. This is where you belong and where you are. The feeling is deep and strong and completely true. Your daughter falls asleep in your lap during singing. She is exhausted from the exciting long day's events. You hold her close and continue singing softly above. The fire burns bright and warm against the darkness. Finally, people begin to move toward their shelters slowly. Everyone is full and tired and deeply satisfied tonight. Tomorrow will bring new work with the remaining meat. But tonight is for rest after the successful day. You carry your sleeping daughter to your shelter carefully. Inside, you lay her on the soft, warm furs. She does not wake but sleeps on peacefully, and you cover her with hides to keep her warm. You lie down beside her feeling exhausted completely yourself. Your body aches from the long day's hard work. Your hands are sore from cutting meat for hours, but you feel good about what was accomplished today. You close your eyes and feel sleep coming fast. Your mind reviews the day's events in quick flashes. The hunt, the butchering, the feast, the singing together happily. It was a good day for your people here. Sleep takes you quickly into its dark embrace fully. Your breathing slows and deepens into unconscious rest peacefully. Your body begins to heal and restore itself overnight. Tomorrow you will wake and work will continue again. The night passes peacefully over the quiet sleeping camp. The fire burns low, but the watchers keep it. The stars wheel overhead in their ancient endless pattern. The forest around the camp is alive with sounds, but you sleep through all of this without waking. Your sleep is deep and filled with fragmentary dreams. You dream of the hunt and the work done. You dream of meat drying in the warm sun. Your daughter sleeps curled against you as she always. Her breathing is soft and steady throughout the night. Her small hand rests on your arm in sleep. This connection brings you comfort even while you dream. The hours pass slowly through the deep, dark night. The temperature drops and frost forms on the ground. But inside the shelter you both sleep warm always. The hides and furs protect you from the cold. The fire watchers change positions during the long night quietly. They add wood to keep the flames burning steadily. They watch the darkness beyond the fire's light circle. Their vigilance keeps everyone safe while they sleep deeply. The eastern sky begins to lighten very slowly again. The stars fade one by one into the dawn. The birds begin their morning songs in the trees. Another day is beginning to unfold before you all, but you sleep on, not yet ready to wake. Your body needs more rest after yesterday's hard labour. The camp will wake around you, but you sleep. Your daughter also sleeps on beside you in warmth. Finally, as the sun rises, you begin to stir. Your eyes open slowly to the dim shelter light. Your daughter is already awake and watching you quietly. She smiles when she sees your eyes are open. You stretch your arms and feel your body protesting. Every muscle is sore from yesterday's work completely done, but you must rise and begin the day regardless. There is still meat to be preserved and processed. Outside the fire burns and the camp is alive. You can smell meat cooking for the morning meal. Your stomach reminds you that you are hungry again. Yesterday's feast is now a pleasant fading memory only. You rise and dress in your worn daily clothes. Your daughter does the same beside you in there. Together you step outside into the cool morning air. The sun is just breaking over the distant hills. The camp is busy with activity already this morning. Women are working on the drying meat from yesterday. They turn the strips to ensure even drying completely. This work must be done carefully to preserve properly. You join them and begin checking the meat strips. Some are already dry enough to be stored safely. Others need more time in the sun and air. You work methodically through the racks, examining each piece. Your daughter helps by collecting the dried pieces carefully. She places them in a large basket for storage. She is careful not to drop any precious meat. Every piece is valuable and must be saved always. The morning passes with this work of preservation continuing. The sun climbs higher and warms the air nicely. The meat dries quickly in the heat and breeze. By midday, most of it is ready for storage. The dried meat is placed in special containers carefully. These containers are sealed to keep moisture out completely. The meat will stay good for many moons now. This is food security for the cold season ahead. After the meat is stored, there is other work. The hide from yesterday must be scraped clean today. You retrieve your scraping tools and go to wear. The hide is stretched on a large wooden frame. The work of scraping begins again as it always. Your arms are still sore from yesterday's heavy labour, but the work must be done while the hide. Delay would mean the hide begins to rot badly. You scrape away bits of flesh and fat remaining. The work is tedious and requires steady, patient effort. Your scraping tool moves across the hide in strokes. Your mind wanders while your hands work automatically now. You think about the coming cold season approaching soon. You think about the preparations still needed to be. More food must be gathered and stored away safely. More hides must be prepared for warm winter clothing. You think about your daughter and her future life. She is growing quickly and learning every single day. Soon she will be ready to do real work. She will contribute more fully to the group's survival. These thoughts fill your mind as you work steadily. The sun moves across the sky above your head. Sweat forms on your forehead from the physical effort, but you continue without stopping or taking long breaks. Other women work nearby on their own tasks today. Some are grinding seeds into flour with heavy stones. Others are repairing tools that have broken during use. Everyone works at what needs to be done now. The children play together in the camp's open space. They're watched by the elders who sit nearby. Their laughter fills the air with joy and lightness. Their energy seems endless compared to the tired adults. By late afternoon, your work on the hide completes. It is clean and ready for the next step. Tomorrow you will begin the softening process with stones. But for today the work is finished at last. You clean your tools and put them away carefully. Then you walk to the stream to wash yourself. The blood and fat must be cleaned from skin. You want to feel clean before the evening comes. The stream water is cold but refreshing on your. You scrub your hands and arms with sand roughly. The blood stains slowly fade with vigorous scrubbing done. You splash water on your face and neck. You dry yourself with a piece of soft hide. Then you walk back to camp feeling much better. Your daughter sees you coming and runs to greet. She has been playing all afternoon with her friends. The evening meal is being prepared at the fire. there is still plenty of meat from yesterday's successful hunt. Tonight will be another good meal for everyone here. You help prepare roots and plants to accompany meat. The meal is eaten as the sun sets beautifully. The sky is painted orange and pink and purple. Everyone eats and talks about the day's work done. The mood is relaxed and happy in the camp. After eating, you retrieve the garment you're making. Just a little more work and it will be. Your daughter watches eagerly as you sew the seams. She can hardly wait to wear her new clothing. You work carefully in the firelight as darkness comes. The stitches must be strong to hold during wear. Your needle moves through the soft leather steadily, and finally the last seam is completed and tied off. You hold up the finished garment for your daughter. Her eyes light up with happiness and pure excitement. She reaches for it and holds it against herself. It will fit her perfectly, you can see clearly. She puts it on immediately over her other clothes. It fits well and looks good on her body. She spins around to show everyone near the fire. Other women admire your work and praise your skill. Your daughter is so happy with her new garment. She hugs you tightly and thanks you with words. You feel pride at making something useful and beautiful. This is one of the joys of life here. The evening continues with quiet work and gentle conversation. Children play in the firelight until they are tired. Adults finish small tasks before sleeping time comes near. The camp is peaceful and content tonight after work. Finally, it is time to retire to the shelters. You gather your daughter, who is still wearing her. Together you walk across the camp to your home. Inside you arrange the sleeping furs as you always. Your daughter lies down still, wearing her new garment. She does not want to take it off yet. You smile and let her sleep in it tonight. Tomorrow she will wear it properly during the day. You lie down beside her and close your eyes. Your body is tired from another day of work, but it is a good tiredness from useful labour. You feel satisfied with what you accomplished today here. Sleep comes gently as you lie in the darkness. Your breathing slows and you drift away into rest. Your daughter sleeps peacefully beside you in her new. The shelter is warm and safe and familiar always. Outside the fire burns and the watchers keep vigil. The stars shine down on the sleeping peaceful camp. The forest surrounds everything with its constant quiet presence. The night passes slowly toward the coming dawn ahead. Your dreams are peaceful and simple tonight as always. You dream of your daughter wearing her new garment. You dream of gathering food in the warm sunshine. These dreams bring comfort and peace to your sleep. The night continues its slow passage through the hours. Your body rests and renews itself for tomorrow's work. Your mind processes all that happened during the day. This is how you grow and learn, and soon another day will dawn and you will wake. Soon the cycle will begin again as it must. Soon you will rise and work and eat, and this is your life, the rhythm you have known. The birds will sing and the fire will burn, the sun will rise and the work will begin. You will gather and prepare and make and mend. You will care for your daughter and your people. This is what early women did in their lives. They worked hard every single day without stopping much. They gathered food and prepared hides and made clothing. They raised children and passed on knowledge and skills. They were strong and capable and endlessly patient always. They were the backbone of their people's survival here. Without their work, the group could not continue on. They were essential to life in every single way. And you are one of these women living now. You do this work because it must be done. You do it with skill learned over many years. You do it with pride in your abilities shown. Tomorrow you will wake and do it all again. The work never ends but continues day after day. But this is not a burden to you, At. This is simply life as you have always known. And in this life there is meaning and purpose, and There is community and connection with others close by. There is the satisfaction of work done well always. There is the love of family and caring deeply. These things make the hard work worthwhile and good. These things give your life value and true meaning. These things are what matter in the end truly, and so you sleep peacefully knowing this deep truth. The night holds you gently in its dark embrace. The shelter protects you from the cold outside air. Your daughter sleeps warm and safe beside you always, and tomorrow will come and you will be ready. The morning comes with soft grey light filtering in. You wake slowly to the sound of rain falling. Water drums steadily on the shelter's roof above you. The air is cool and smells of wet earth. Your daughter still sleeps beside you in her garment. She looks peaceful and warm under the fur's covering. You lie still and listen to the rain's rhythm. This sound is soothing and calming to your mind. Rain means certain work cannot be done today outside. But there is always work that can be done. Inside the shelter you can weave and sew safely. You can make tools and repair broken useful things. You sit up carefully and wrap your hide around. The shelter is darker than usual from the clouds. You can barely see your daughter's sleeping face clearly. Outside you hear the fire crackling despite the rain. The fire is protected by a roof of branches. It stays dry even when the rains come down. Someone is already tending it in the early morning. The smoke rises and disappears into the grey sky. You stand and move to the shelter's opening quietly. The rain falls steadily across the camp in sheets. Puddles form in low spots on the packed ground. Everything looks darker and wetter than usual this morning. You step outside into the cool rain briefly just. The water soaks your hair and runs down face. You drink some of the rain from your cup. It tastes clean and cold and refreshing on tongue. Then you hurry to the fire for warmth quickly. Other women are already gathered there this wet morning. Everyone sits close to the flames for heat, and the fire feels especially good on this rainy day. You sit and hold your hands toward the flames. The warmth slowly spreads through your cold, wet fingers. Steam rises from your damp hair and wet clothing. You can see everyone's breath in the cool air. Someone passes around dried meat for the morning meal. You take a piece and chew it slowly, carefully. The meat is tough but provides needed strength, and you eat and watch the rain fall beyond shelter. Your daughter appears from the shelter rubbing her eyes. She runs through the rain to the fire quickly. She is still wearing her new garment from yesterday. It is getting wet from the rain falling down. You wrap your hide around her to keep warm. She leans against you and watches the fire burn. She asks if you will work outside in rain. You tell her the work will be inside today. After eating, you return to your shelter with daughter. Inside, you gather your weaving materials together carefully now. The plant fibers are dry and ready for use. Today is a good day for making new baskets. You sit near the shelter opening where light comes. Your daughter sits beside you watching your hands work. You begin weaving the fibers together in a pattern. Your fingers move quickly, with practiced, easy movements always. The basket begins to take shape under your hands. The base forms first, flat and circular and strong. Then the sides begin to rise up from base. The pattern is one you've made many times. Your daughter asks if she can try to weave. You give her some fibers and show her the. She tries to copy your movements with small hands. Her weaving is loose and uneven at first attempt, but you praise her effort and encourage her gently. Learning takes time and many failed attempts always before. She will get better with practice over the years. For now, it is enough that she tries. The rain continues falling steadily through the morning hours. You work on the basket while listening to rain. The sound is rhythmic and peaceful and almost hypnotic. Your mind becomes quiet as your hands work steadily. This is meditation in its own way you think. The repetitive motion calms your thoughts and worries down. Your breathing slows and matches the weaving rhythm created. You feel peaceful despite the grey, rainy weather outside. Other women are also working inside their shelters today. Some are making tools from stone and bone carefully. Others are sewing or preparing hides for use later. Everyone finds useful work to do on rainy days. The children are restless inside the shelters all day. They want to play outside but cannot today. Their energy has nowhere to go in the space. The elders tell them stories to keep them. You can hear the storytelling from your shelter nearby. The elder's voice rises and falls with the tale. The children are silent as they listen with rapt. Stories are important for teaching and entertaining both purposes. You continue weaving through the long morning, passing slowly. The basket grows larger with each row you add. Your fingers are tired from the repetitive motion made. But the work is satisfying in its own quiet. By midday, the basket is nearly half completed now. You set it aside and stretch your aching hands. Your daughter has fallen asleep beside you on furs. The rain and your quiet work made her drowsy. You cover her with a hide and let her. Then you take up another task to continue working. You have a bone that needs shaping into needle. This work requires careful, patient scraping and smoothing always. You use a rough stone to scrape the bone. The work is slow and produces fine bone dust. You must be careful not to break the thin. Your hands move gently but firmly across the surface. The rain continues falling without pause or lessening at all. The afternoon is dark and grey and quite sombre, but inside the shelter you feel safe and dry. The sound of rain is actually quite pleasant now. You think about the seasons and their endless cycle. Soon the cold will come and snow will fall. Your people must be ready with food and warmth. This is why the work never truly ends here. Every season brings its own tasks and challenges unique. Spring is for gathering new plants that grow fresh. Summer is for drying meat and preparing hides carefully. Fall is for storing food before the cold comes. Winter is for surviving on what was prepared before. It is for staying warm and telling stories together. It is for making tools and mending what broke. It is for waiting for spring to return again. This cycle has repeated since the beginning of time. Your people have lived this way for countless generations. The old ones learned from those before them always, and you will teach your daughter what you know. This knowledge is precious and must be preserved carefully. Without it, your people could not survive at all. Each woman carries important knowledge in her mind always. This is passed down through teaching and watching, and your daughter will learn to gather the right plants. She will learn which ones are food and which. She will learn to prepare hides and weave baskets. She will learn to make fire and cook food. She will learn to care for children when she will learn to work together with other women. She will learn the stories and songs of all of this knowledge will make her complete woman. And one day she will teach her own daughters. The knowledge will continue passing down through time forever. This is how your people survive and grow stronger. This is the gift each generation gives the next. The bone needle is taking shape under your work. It is smooth and straight and strong enough now. You use a sharp stone to make the eye. This is the most delicate part of the task. You work very carefully to avoid breaking the bone. The eye must be large enough for sinew too, but not so large that it weakens the structure. Your hands are steady despite the difficult, precise work. Finally, the needle is complete and ready for use. You test it by threading sinew through the eye. It works perfectly and you feel satisfied with results. This needle will last for many seasons of use. Your daughter wakes from her nap and stretches slowly. She asks what you made while she was sleeping. You show her the needle and explain its purpose. She touches it gently and admires your skilled work. The rain has lessened to a light drizzle now. The afternoon is passing and evening will come soon. You decide to prepare some food for the meal. There is dried meat and some roots from yesterday. You cut the meat into small pieces with blade. The roots are added to water in a container. Later, these will be heated with hot stones from. This makes a simple but nourishing warm stew eaten. Your daughter helps by gathering wood for the fire. Even in the rain, some dry wood remains under. She brings small pieces that will burn easily, and you praise her helpfulness, and she smiles with pride. The rain stops completely as evening approaches near the camp. The clouds begin to break and show blue sky. The sun appears low on the horizon, briefly shining. Its light makes everything glisten with water drops. You step outside and breathe the fresh, clean air. The rain has washed everything and made it new. The earth smells rich and alive and growing strongly. This scent always fills you with hope and peace. Other people emerge from their shelters, stretching their limbs. Everyone is happy to see the rain has stopped. The children immediately begin playing in the muddy puddles. Their laughter fills the camp with joyful, bright sound. The evening fire is built up for cooking the meal. Women gather around with their food to prepare together. You add your meat and the roots to the cooking. Soon the smell of food fills the damp air. The men return from wherever they sheltered during rain. They look wet but not unhappy with the day. Rain is good for the land and the plants. It means food will grow and water will flow. Everyone gathers for the evening meal as the food is hot and filling and tastes especially good. After being inside all day, people are hungry for. The conversation is lively and full of good humour. After eating, the sky clears completely overhead finally now. Stars begin to appear in the darkening deep sky. The air is cool and fresh from the rain. Everything feels renewed and clean and somehow more alive. Someone begins singing a song of thanks for rain. Others join in, and the song grows louder, stronger. The voices blend together in the night air beautifully. The sound rises up toward the stars shining above. You sing along while holding your daughter close beside. She knows this song and sings in her voice. Her voice is high and sweet and pure sounding. You feel your heart swell with love for her. The singing continues as the fire burns bright before. The flames dance and cast moving shadows on faces. Everyone looks peaceful and content in this moment here. This is what community feels like, warm and safe. After the singing ends, people sit quietly together still. No one seems ready to leave the fire yet. The silence is comfortable and needs no words spoken. Just being together is enough for everyone here tonight. You look around at the faces in the firelight. These are your people, your family, your whole world. You know each person and their place and group. You depend on them and they depend on you. This interdependence is what keeps everyone alive and well. No one can survive alone in this harsh world. Together you are strong and can face any challenge. Together you share both burdens and joys of life. Your daughter leans heavily against you, feeling very sleepy. The long day and the evening have tired her. You decide it is time to go to shelter. You stand and say quiet goodnight to the others. Inside the shelter you help your daughter prepare for. She removes her garment carefully and folds it neatly. You can see she treasures this new clothing greatly. She places it where it will stay clean overnight. You both lie down on the soft furs together. She curls against you as she always does nightly. Her breathing slows and deepens as sleep comes quickly. You hold her close and feel her warmth against. You lie awake for a while longer in darkness. You think about the day and the rain you think about the work you accomplished inside shelter. You think about the needle you made so carefully. These small accomplishments add up over time, you know. Day by day your skills grow stronger and deeper. Day by day you become more capable and useful. This is how life progresses forward through the years. You think about your daughter and her future ahead. She is learning so much every single day now. Soon she will be skilled in many important tasks. She will become a valuable member of the group. This thought fills you with pride and some sadness, pride at watching her grow and learn so well. Sadness knowing she will not always be this small. Time passes and children grow and life continues on. But for now, she is still young and needs. For now you can hold her close at night. For now you can teach her and guide her. These moments are precious and you treasure them deeply. You close your eyes and let sleep come gently. Your body relaxes into the furs beneath you completely. Your breathing slows to match your daughter's steady rhythm. Sleep takes you both into its dark, peaceful embrace. The night passes quietly over the camp after rain. The stars shine brightly in the clear, washed sky. The fire burns low as the watchers tend it. Everything is peaceful and calm in the darkness surrounding. Your sleep is deep and filled with gentle dreams. You dream of walking through the forest after rain. You dream of plants growing green and strong everywhere. You dream of your daughter laughing in the sunshine. These dreams are pleasant and bring you deep rest. Your body releases all tension held during the day. Your mind processes all that you learned and experienced. This is how you renew yourself each night. The hours pass slowly through the deep, dark night. The temperature drops, but you sleep warm under furs. Your daughter sleeps peacefully in your protective, loving arms. The shelter keeps you both safe from the world. The fire watchers change shifts during the long night. They keep the flames alive through the dark hours. They listen for any sounds of danger approaching the camp. Their vigilance allows everyone else to sleep deeply safely. The eastern sky begins to lighten very slowly again. The stars fade one by one into the dawn. The birds begin their morning songs in the wet trees. Another day is beginning to unfold before you all. You wake slowly to the sound of birdsong loud. Your daughter still sleeps curled against your side warmly. The air inside the shelter is cool and fresh. You can smell the damp earth from yesterday's rain. You lie still for a moment and simply breathe. You feel grateful for another day of life here. You feel grateful for your daughter sleeping beside you. You feel grateful for your people and this place. These feelings of gratitude fill your heart each morning. They remind you why you work so hard. They remind you what truly matters in this life. Family, community, survival, and love for each other always. You sit up slowly and prepare to face thee. Outside you hear the camp beginning to wake up. You hear footsteps and the fire being tended carefully. You hear voices speaking softly in the early light. You stand and wrap your hide around your shoulders. Your daughter stirs but does not wake quite yet. You step outside into the cool morning air alone. The sky is clear and promises good weather today. The ground is still wet from yesterday's heavy rain. Puddles reflect the lightening sky above them perfectly. Everything looks clean and fresh and somehow new again. The rain has washed away dust and renewed earth. You walk to the fire and greet the others. Everyone seems refreshed after the day of rain rest. There is energy in the camp this morning clearly. Today will be a good day for work outside. After the morning meal you gather your tools again. Today you will return to gathering food as usual. The rain will have made the plants grow stronger. There will be much to gather in the forest. You join a group of women preparing to go. Your daughter asks to come along this time today. You consider and decide she is ready to learn. She can begin her training as a gatherer now. You give her a small basket to carry with. You tell her to watch carefully and learn everything. She nods seriously, understanding this is important real work. She is proud to be included with the women. You all walk together into the forest after rain. Everything is wet and dripping from the tree branches. The air is filled with the scent of growth. Birds sing everywhere in the green canopy above you. You walk to a place where good plants grow. The rain has made them lush and full of. You begin showing your daughter which ones to pick. She watches carefully and tries to remember every detail. You show her the shape of the leaves precisely. You show her the colour and the texture carefully. You show her where the plant grows in ground. All of these details are important to remember always. She begins picking the plants under your watchful guidance. Her movements are slow and uncertain at first try, but she is careful and does not pick wrong. You can see she is concentrating hard on task. You work beside her and fill your own basket. The other women spread out to gather as well. Everyone works steadily in the quiet, peaceful forest here. Only birds and insects make sounds around you. The morning passes with this work of gathering food. The sun climbs higher and warms the damp earth. Steam rises from the wet ground into the air. The forest smells alive and rich and full of. Your daughter's basket fills slowly with the right plants. She is doing well for her first real gathering. You feel proud of her careful attention to details. She is learning exactly as she should be now. By midday, all the baskets are full and heavy. You begin the walk back to the camp together. Your daughter carries her basket with obvious great pride. She has contributed to the group's food supply today. Back at camp, you show her how to prepare. The plants must be sorted and cleaned before eating. Some parts are used and some are thrown away. She watches and helps with the simple tasks given. The work continues through the afternoon, passing by steadily. Your daughter stays with you and continues to learn. She asks many questions and you answer each one. This is how knowledge is passed from mother to. By evening, she is tired from the long day, but she is also happy and satisfied with herself. She learned much and contributed to the group's work. This is an important step in her growing up. The evening meal is prepared and eaten as always. Your daughter tells everyone about her gathering work today. The other women praise her effort and encourage her. She glows with pride at their kind words spoken. After eating, she falls asleep almost immediately by fire. You carry her to the shelter and lay her. She sleeps deeply, exhausted from the day's new experiences. You cover her and watch her peaceful sleeping face. You feel your heart full of love for her. She is growing up and becoming capable and strong. Soon she will be a full member of them. Soon she will be a woman who contributes fully. But for now, she is still your little daughter. For now, she still needs your guidance and protection. For now, you can still hold her at night. These moments will not last forever, you know well. So you treasure each one and hold them close. You remember each day and each small victory achieved. You watch her grow and feel both pride and... This is what it means to be a mother. You lie down beside her and close your eyes. Your body is tired from the day's work done, but your heart is full and your mind peaceful. Today was a good day in every single way. Sleep comes easily after such a satisfying day spent. Your dreams are gentle and filled with images of your daughter gathering plants with careful, focused attention shown. The forest green and alive after yesterday's cleansing rain. The night passes peacefully over the sleeping quiet camp. The stars shine down on the shelters and fire. The watchers keep their vigil through the dark hours. Everything is as it should be in this place. Your people have lived this way for countless generations. They've survived through knowledge and cooperation and hard work. They have passed down skills from parent to child. They have built a life that works in balance. You are part of this ancient, unbroken chain now. You carry the knowledge of those who came before. You will pass it on to your daughter faithfully, and she will pass it to her own children. This is how your people continue through the ages. This is how they survive in a challenging world. This is the way it has always been done, and this is the way it will continue on. The work is hard and never truly ends completely, but it is also meaningful and deeply important work. It sustains life and keeps the people together strong. It gives purpose and structure to each passing day. And in the evenings there is rest and community. There is singing and stories and shared warm meals. There is the comfort of being with familiar loved. There is the safety of belonging to a group. These things make the hard work worthwhile always continuing. These things give life meaning beyond just mere survival. These things are what humans need to truly thrive, and your people have created a life that provides. So you sleep peacefully knowing you are knowing you are doing what you were meant for, knowing your daughter will learn and grow and continue, knowing the future is secure as it can be. The night holds you gently in its dark embrace. The shelter protects you from the outside cold world. Your daughter sleeps warm and safe beside you always, and tomorrow will come with its own work but tomorrow's not here yet, so you rest. Tomorrow will take care of itself when it comes. Tonight is for sleeping and dreaming and restoring tonight is for peace after a day of work, and so you sleep through the quiet, peaceful night. Your breathing is slow and deep and steady throughout. Your body heals and prepares for tomorrow's demands ahead. Your spirit rests in the knowledge of work done. This is the life of early women long ago, working, gathering, making, teaching, caring for their family and friends. Their days were filled with necessary, essential labour always. Their nights were filled with rest and community bonding. They were strong and capable beyond modern understanding today. They knew skills that have been mostly lost now. They survived in a world far harsher than ours. They were the foundation of human survival back then, and in their daily work was great dignity shown. In their patience was great strength demonstrated clearly always. In their knowledge was great power held and shared. In their care was great love expressed every day. So as you sleep in this ancient time tonight, you are part of something larger than just yourself. You are part of the human story unfolding forever. You are part of the chain that brought us. Sleep well, ancient mother, in your simple safe shelter. Sleep well knowing your work matters deeply and truly. Sleep well beside your daughter who will carry on. Sleep well in the peace of a life lived. Good night.